regarding angelic realm assistance and assistance. It's kind of spelled differently. Anyhow, I digress. What we're looking at is life altering, to say the least. Okay, whoever and who all ever is connected to this general collective message. Okay, and really, it's funny. I consulted the tarot on this as well, and it didn't come out. I didn't see any evidence of it. However, the energy of it is kind of screaming left and right all over this. And that is the Tower card from the tarot deck. I didn't see it, but it feels like standard textbook Tower energy. All right. And as we all know, the Tower card, it's not necessarily something you want to sign up to see for every reading, right? Because it's a lot. Even when it is purposeful, and it always is, right? And even when it is something that leads to something pleasant, it's not always the case, right? That you only receive the experience of pleasantries during its existence. Makes sense? Yeah. Ask me how I know. All right. So, and we always talk, we're either coming into or out of a storm. It's how you kind of know you're alive. Makes sense. All right. And life be lifing. Ouch. Okay. All of them swords. No bueno. All right. We're not standing for that. When really, more aptly, we should be in the celebratory energy in spite of the tower moment. Okay. So, irregardless of whether or not we're talking separation, breakup energy, this could be love, it could be business, just the same. Okay. If we're talking tower energy regarding some form of shattered expectation, right? Maybe you were planning, plotting, scheming, and not necessarily in stealth mode or in some sort of lower density vibes, but in the sense of really just trying to be on the come up, trying to survive, as it were, and dare I say thrive, which should be more on the menu. I mean, survival mode is just not enough, is it? Right? If it was enough, we wouldn't complain about being in it. Makes sense. If it were enough, our central nervous system wouldn't take the hit. Makes sense. So the divine, and specifically your angelic realm assistance here, you guys, I need you to know, I tried to find the Ascended Masters deck, and I know the vicinity of where it is normally, right? Could not find it. But I found an angel deck that I don't use too often because it goes into a lot of specific angels with their names and everything. Now, the sitch here is the angels wanted to be in the forefront. They wanted to be, they wanted an awareness to come through the channeling that this is literally their assistance to you. Okay, love and light, Mariana, good morning to you. Rich rising, as it were. I like to claim that, rich rising, because I feel like we've grieved enough, and it is my understanding, and I say it all the time too, but morning just is, it shouldn't be on the menu, especially first thing in the morning. Makes sense, but I digress, and I say it too. That's not me coming for you or anyone that says good morning. I'm just trying to work myself out of that, I think. And I'm not gonna lie, like Ashe doesn't come quite as naturally as some other spiritualists either, so we're all somewhere on the path. Makes sense. But your angels really wanted to come through to make sure that you understand, collective, that they're coming through with the come through for you, and with the quickness, I'm hearing to say. Okay. Now, um gosh, since the start, I can't, it's almost unfathomable to think that we're at the beginning of the second month of the year 2025. I mean, if I do say so myself, there's just been a lot happening, a lot of um goings on of, dare I say, a tragic nature. Okay. Maybe more aptly stated, I'll be nice and kind, and I'll be, I'll put my grown-up hat on here and say of a catalytic nature, right? Because this too shall pass, irregardless of whatever we're talking about. You guys, energy is fluid. All right. So, that just is a fact. What we're being asked to right now, in some form or manner, is release someone, something, somewhere, some ideation. Okay. But really, with all of these swords, this is something that, you really were working for, working with, investing in, working towards, kind of thing. And your angels specifically are coming through with the come through. Cannot say it enough. Okay. I want to say divine, but there, this particular angelic realm assistance message literally is your angels coming through, whether you know them as simply and solely your guardian angel. Really, there's legions, right? If you have awareness of one, there's legions. Okay. It's kind of giving the anti-cockroach effect, right? Like you always hear, if you see one, there's millions, right? Well, same deal, at least, probably even on greater measure regarding, all right, and of course, much more positive measure regarding angels, okay? Um, so, whoever I'm speaking to, you've been going through the energies of fear, maybe even fear of regression, right? Because whatever we're talking about, this is something that you have been working towards, something that you want to get and or keep off the ground, okay? Something that you want to build and see to its full fruition, and you're being asked to release this. We're going to get into this in just a few moments, but I am mindful that, we've got differing schedules, so I will be kind and ring the bell. For those that know what to do, you may do so now and pop your question in. Love and light. Let me see who's in here. All right, so we've got 2 people in here. Anyone have a question? If not, I'll just continue on. My goodness. All right, no worries. So, in clarification of this release card, and I will read it in, oh, I see, Marianne. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh. So that is a yes for you. Congratulations. Love and light, Mariana. All right. So regarding this release card, and we are at basically 650. If anyone would be kind enough to enter that into the chat for the general message, I'd really greatly appreciate you, because let me try again. I don't have the ability to do it. So 650 for the general collective message. And again, we're talking this release card, the first out of 3 major heavy hitters, okay, that came from your healing energy oracle regarding your angelic realm assistance message. Stop fighting fears and hardships of life. Control your thoughts. Live in the present moment. Accept each stage of this life, of this path, right? Work on what you have power over and put into the divine's hands what you can't change. Trust everything will work out for the best. Not even like mid, right? Like it's like for the best. Isn't that what you're here to live? Your best life. Makes sense? All right, so in spite of this tower energy, okay, because we got to get out of this. We can't stay stuck here. My goodness. All right, 10 of Swords, no bueno for anybody. And again, can't say it enough. The divine wants you to get into this supernatural celebratory energy. I say supernatural because whoever I'm speaking to and whoever I'm speaking to, you maybe don't have hard, tangible evidence as to why you should celebrate. There's the supernatural. The divine doesn't really utilize logic and common sense first. Did you notice, right? So I'm looking at 3 cards from the tarot in clarification of this release card energy. All right, and we have the Hermit, the 10 of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles cards. Okay. So the Hermit, interestingly enough, indicates angel of reflection. All right. Hermit energy in the tarot, of course, really talks about slowing down, maybe, access denying for a bit, just to perhaps lick some of those wounds, right? Makes sense. Let's talk about it. And or just kind of get into some sort of grounded aspect of self, maybe even the aspect of alchemy, whereby you take some of the poisonous darts and stones that were projected onto you and you level up, right? You transmute the energy. You understand who you are versus who you are not. You understand any lessons that have, been born out of the experience, out of the storm, as it were, out of that tower moment energy, out of the offense, out of the betrayal, out of the firing, out of the, any kind of breakup energy. All right. You got to know right now, we're literally at the beginning of the year 2025, and this year is going to hit like maybe none other, right? We can already feel and hear and see evidence of what I've just stated. Makes sense that we should be talking about Ten of Swords energy in the aspect of being asked to transmute and alchemize, not stay stuck in though, okay? So the Hermit energy talks about, just wising up, perhaps slowing down for sure, right? Learning aspects of spirituality, which do come out later in your spread as well, right? With the Knight of Cups energy. But I digress because we're not even there yet. The Ten of Cups speaks to home here regarding this angel deck, all right? This could be of some significance for you. Okay, maybe this level of offense, maybe it's a banking institution saying, we will not honor your mortgage, or maybe it's a landlord saying, well, we just don't want you and we don't have to provide an explanation, you're out on the street kind of thing, right? uh, Life be lifing. So this is somebody's something here, okay? I hate that personally for you, but I'm very much here for you, actively fighting against this kind of energy with you, all right? For whatever solace you can get out of that, all right? We're all in this together. And that does speak to part and parcel of the energy of the Three of Pentacles. It's a creation energy. Love and light, TT Wood. Love and light, Xanadu. Um, and so it's funny because, we're talking firstly about releasing, okay, and getting into this hermit energy stage, all right? Well, therein is your action to then put yourself into a better positioning to co-create with the divine energies in spite of the offense. These people, these places, these entities, these programming aspects, these agents of the matrix, they can no longer resonate with you at this point. So it makes sense that they would be actioning out in opposition. And again, we're being asked to celebrate. Now, why would that be? Think about it. Why would that be? I had to ask myself earlier this morning, why would someone who has all of the things and more that I personally intend to achieve, possess, experience, be so threatened by my own existence? And really, it comes down to collective what they can't buy. And it's our divinity, our power, our birthright. It is the fact that we live this life, which is far more spiritually than meets the naked eye, as spiritual beings, as life force energy, and as we should. We've gone through a lot to be able to live that way, right? Okay. And so you will come across people who are weaker minded, yet maybe as far as the matrix have, much more power. Right. And at the end of the day, they too know well and good that in spite of all of their money, in spite of all of their lavish ways of living, and the very reasons why they believe that they have worth, okay, in spite of all of those, it's no match for what we carry. Even if you strip us of our clothing, of our humble abode, of our livelihood, all right? And that's a cold, hard truth that they'll have to face. They'll also have to face the fact that, if and when they should be utilizing their free will to offend, to come up against, to rise up against, to maim, physically or otherwise, a divine spiritual being, that there's karma for that. Has nothing to do with our well wishes or ill wishes. And nobody's wishing ill on anybody here, right? We don't have to. The divine sees all and calls judgment where they see need. All right. So be mindful, you guys, not to play those dummy games. And sometimes those dummy games are actually falling for the trigger, falling for the poisonous dart. Just because it's being shot at you doesn't have to mean that it's got to rip your chest cavity open and unalive you while everyone else watches. It's not a thing unless you should desire that or fear it to the point where you're creating that experience in spite of you not desiring that. And that's why we talk about this all the time, because you guys cannot be, should not be, I refuse on my watch to allow you to become stuck in that Ten of Swords energy. All right. So there's that. Okay. Now, the long and the short of this, and I'll ring the bell in a moment. The long and the short of this release card here is, okay, you've had an offense, you've had a betrayer, right? Okay, you've also got just the same divinity, all right? You've got the fact that you remain on the great side of karma, okay? And you've got angelic realm assistance and assistance, A-N-C-E and A-N-T-S, because of your existence, because of your heart condition, because of your nature, because of who you are, and because of who you maybe no longer are, but who you're not. Makes sense? All right. As you kind of access denied, as you begin to lick your proverbial wounds here, and you call in your angelic realm assistance, okay, you are actioning out, all right, not by your own might, blood, sweat, and tears, right? Cry if you gotta, alchemize, transmute those energies, including the emotions. Makes sense? But you're really putting yourselves in a situation to, again, level up. And you will. You always will. With the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups, there's no stopping you. Okay? And you know how they say a delay is not a denial, right? These people are going to think, if and when they've delayed you in any way, shape, or form, that they have produced some form of denial, which allows you to be actually dejected, broke, busted, and disgusted. And again, I say this too shall pass. Release yourselves from the Ten of Swords, because according to divine right, rule, measure, and judgment, you don't belong in that area, in that zone. Now, for your offenders, for your karmics and abusers, dare I say, that's between God, Goddess, the divine, Holy Spirit, and those people, if you can call them that. All right, so those that know, the bell has rung. Let's do it. I'm excited to get to this next card. Talks about freedom. Just saying. TT, let's see about your studentship here. I see you're in a lot of swords energy regarding Miss Hamilton, but you got this, okay? Get out of the swords and use your strength, okay? If you guys, you have strength enough to wield swords, basically meaning mental energy here, right? Then utilize them for your good. Don't allow them to swirl about and cut you, cut your mind, cut your insides, right? Utilize them to make strategy. Utilize them to make affirmations that keep you in a grounded state. Utilize your intuition. Tap in. All right. Let's see about Scott Xanadu. Oof. I'm getting a no here. Okay. But you're still supposed to stand your ground. All right. Let's see. Final outcome here for Xanadu. Let me see. What's the final outcome here? Spirit. All right, so you know how Xanadu, sometimes you walk away from somebody or somebody walks away from you and then your life changes for the better? It's kind of giving that, all right? So it's okay, it's a no, right? Because you're amazing. You're awesome. And no one can take that from you, Xanadu. Just saying. All right. Love and light, Freaky J. Thanks for coming on, babe. All right, let's see about L. Well, that was a yes, and it's a happy O-day time. Happy O-day time? Happy day. Happy, is it daytime you're meeting up? Happy O-day time? I don't know. Oh, happy O. Maybe a daytime O? Happy? I don't know. That was weird. But it's a yes, Freaky J. All right. You're welcome. Let's see here, Aisha. Ooh. You guys, if you don't have any plans, guess where you can go. Okay, right over here, babe, because I'm gonna be on here like all day. But I think Aisha has better plans, just saying, because that's a yes for you and Chris. Love and light, and happy Valentine's Day, you guys, for those that are able to celebrate. I started celebrating a little early last night in my own way with myself, but hey, And I was watching Blended, which is like an old movie, but I love that movie. I love Drew Barrymore and I love Adam Sandler, so of course that makes sense. But also I love like Africa. I always wanted to go to Africa, right? And they just have some beautiful resort footage, so I just like place myself in but the funniest scene is when Adam Sandler like freaks out because he's in the water and he thinks that two of the alligator statues are real. And I'm like, I literally can't sit there like silently, quietly. I have to laugh out loud at that point because it's too much. Because the whole time I'm thinking that would have been me. That's exactly I would have been screaming like, no, save yourselves. And then so hear me out, between that scene and then the other one where Drew is like in the air and she's like, I have legs like a corgi. And they're like, we ran out of gas. you better like hit the ground running. And then the rhino comes with the horn, and they like the shot of like her crotch versus the rhino horn. And when she says, I can't have my kids watch me die like this. Again, that would be me. Like I'm finally getting on the safari, and that's my experience. So I'm like grateful for movies sometimes because then I don't have to actually do it. So, but yeah, I mean, I would go, but I don't really want to like take my chances with the rhino like that. You know what I mean? Like, anyhow, all right. So we have released, correct? So we're going to go with freedom now. So we're moving on into freedom after we release. Makes sense, right? So if and when you should collective make this decision to release, right, brings on freedom. It brings on balance. It brings on the good life. Okay. What else does this card say? It says progress. Well, that's a phenomenally positive P word. Progress. Again, there's no need to fear regression. If and when someone takes from you, you get at least double back. I can't say it enough. I didn't say like with a snap of fingers. I didn't say on the other side of a bibbity boppity. I didn't say on the other side of being, like toxically codependent on your prayer life. Okay. And I have to say that because you guys, a prayer of faith is prayed one time. The rest of the time, praise. Use the other P word, praise. Okay. 2222 just hit the timer. You guys get ready. Okay. There's bigger, better things in store. Now, so if you are of the mindset, yes, I'm going to release this, that's my desire, I deserve to release this, okay, I deserve freedom, then get into the progressive action by deciding. That's okay. And so you would have to act accordingly as if you made that decision to drop the dead weight. Many of you, okay, really this was the Ten of Swords was the icing on the cake. All right, that cake was already brewing, wasn't it? Okay, you guys, if you have to force things, if you have to actively deplete your energy trying to maintain something, it's just not a thing. It's no longer in alignment with you. Makes sense? And it can be scary if and when that is a job, if and when that is like a lifelong love. Some of you, you're potentially being asked to walk away from high school sweethearts, right? Maybe you've got kids on top of it, okay? And that's not me saying, I know this is somebody something because my nose is doing that thing, but this is not me saying like Spirit said somebody here, like you gotta walk. But you would know if that's you, okay? I'm channeling, all right? So it makes sense it could be somebody's something. But you gotta walk away, all right? With the Eight of Cups, talking about departure. Departure makes me think like something more positive than walking away. It makes me think of like like a flight, like a departure, like you're going somewhere rapidly, right? Somewhere where maybe most people can't even go. You'd have to have special access to go there and like do that and be that. Maybe that's why people were projecting onto you in the first place with some of those poisonous darts and smoking stones, perhaps, right? Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. But on the other side of you walking away, you get what? An assisted divine breakthrough assistance. Okay. Which is a new path, which is a new beginning. You could be seeing numbers in synchronicity of this. 1111 comes to mind, 111 as well. All right. Doesn't have to be the case, but freedom's here for you and freedom should stand for you. Okay. Realize that, you know, any wounds creating doubt, resentment, and guilt, okay, are not actively assisting you towards your manifested end goal, right? So work to free yourself of any kind of darker, dense vibes, emotions. And a lot of times, you guys, it's not by avoidance, it's by going through. It's like, okay, I'm going to face this. Like, that was fucked up. That was so fucked up. No, I checked. I didn't deserve that treatment. I didn't deserve to be abused. I didn't deserve to be publicly shat upon, right? I didn't deserve to have my name attempted to be sullied, right? I didn't deserve no explanation for something that is a blatant betrayal, right? Like, shouldn't there be a reasoning behind the betrayal? And you guys, you know what? I'm not always convinced that there is. I think at this point, with the timelines insisting on no longer merging, there's just got to be complete and downright separation. And I think that that is why maybe we didn't see the tarot card come out with the Tower card, because why should it, if this is the end as well as the beginning of the beginning? Makes sense, right? Tower cards, I feel like, are reserved for events, right? This seems to be more of a lifestyle catalyst, right? Not really telling of one story, is it? Some of us have had multiple betrayers and have been betrayed multiple times since the beginning of this year alone, let alone since the beginning of our lives, okay? But there's some significance, even astrologically, okay, regarding as well as this dispensation that we find ourselves in, okay, regarding change, regarding separation, a quick, maybe not so quick, right? But feels like a quick shift, okay, to the point where everyone's kind of waking up to this, whether they are turned on and activated or not, okay? So cast off negative thoughts, find peace in your heart space, discover the being of light within you is really what this freedom card talks about. And on the other side of you walking away and choosing you, choosing your peace, right? This is what allows for that new beginning. And we've been talking about this for a while anyhow, right? Making or getting rid of the old to make way for the new. I know that, you know, even other readers are talking about this ideation. This is almost like a call, a command. And we should be most assuredly decluttering our space, decluttering our mind and heart space, all right, checking into the chakra systems. You guys use the megahertz energies, sound bowls, etc., whatever works for you, because it's literally different strokes for different folks. So I'm not going to say like everybody under the sound of my voice, you should clang up against the Tibetan bowl right now, it's going to help. Maybe it doesn't. Find what works, okay? And that is part and parcel of what that hermit energy you're being called to as you release this will allow you to enjoy clarity regarding what works for you. Isn't that grand? Okay, so the next card here, acceptance. And this was the third for me out of the heavy hitter cards, where it was like, okay, boom. They were the first three out the gate regarding aspects of healing energy that is very much in existence and afforded unto us right now, in spite of, you know, maybe the scary storms that are maybe surrounding you right now. Okay, yeah. You're still protected. You're still who you are. You're still on the great side of karma. And, right? It's giving, let them, okay? Let them ruin themselves in front of the eyes of the divine if that's what their free will calls them to do. Let them continue to not heal if that's what their free will calls them to do. Because at the end of the day, who are we to play God for someone like that? Or anyone, right? Who are we to say no, no, you know, like tyrants, and have a long tirade and dissertation about how they should heal, about how they should choose the higher ground, about how they should be the better person, about how they should just really stop being paranoid and fragile and anxious, and really just go within and fix it up, right? You can't make them, all right? That was the design of free will, according to divine right and role. So who are we to try to get in the way of anyone's free will? We're not even on that timeline anyhow. I feel like we're talking about people that try to do that and, of course, try to include us, right? Makes sense. And they're going to learn some really harsh lessons. And I think that that's, I think it's a bittersweet reality. But at the end of the day, right? You got to trust that the divine is understanding of what their needs are, what their heart space energy consists of, okay? And that the divine has free will, makes sense, to deal with them however they're going to deal with them. And we shouldn't even be concerned. Okay. So please leave the feelings of guilt when you're walking away. Leave the feelings of anxiety for what's to come for them as you let them hit rock bottom, perhaps. Okay. Rock bottom, just like the tower energy, is quite purposeful, right? Some people bounce back up on the other side of rock bottom. You don't have to doom them with your thoughts and your worries that, oh no, that's most assuredly their fate, period. That's the end. Don't do that either. Okay. So with this acceptance card, okay, it says accept every step life presents you without resistance. Try to find out what the universe is trying to teach you so that you can grow. I mean, again, we call Earth the school for a reason, right? You're here to learn and grow your soul. Makes sense. You should try, all right, every now and again to understand what is really going on, right? What is really the lesson? And it's in you doing that, you really come out of that with the blessing that it is. Okay. And it allows you to grow. As you grow, you glow more, right? As you're glowing more, you're just transmuting, alchemizing energies environmentally, emotionally, physically, mentally, right? For you to live what? Your best life. So where's the problem? Don't make one. Don't make one. Advance in freedom on the path of light. Okay. I kid you not. All right. The path of light is on this acceptance card, the next card that came out for the collective. The path to light. You guys, you're embarking on something so amazing that it really does call for you to get out of these swords energy and into this Three of Cups celebratory energy. And I know it's nonsensical to say that. Now what? How are you talking sense always and in all ways, and even sensibility, when talking about divine, divinity, supernatural, spiritual, right? Make it make sense. You're embarking on the path to light. Stands to reason you're right on time here, okay? Though you feel uncertain, okay? You're uncertain. Am I on punishment? Does God still love me? Am I lovable? Am I the bad guy? Am I wrong? Am I a bad person? Am I a narcissist? Like, I've had to ask myself some of the same questions quite recently. Like, let me check. Because I'm not afraid of myself, right? So I'm going to check, like, wait, what is this? What is, because when you look back and you see evidence time and time and time and time and time and time and time again of people trying to shit on you, talk bad about you, make you the villain, put you as some sort of example for what not to do, what not to be, it starts to kind of, after a while, you go, wait a minute, like, maybe I should check this. Maybe I should test my own heart space energy here. Because the way I see it, I wake up and I wish everyone to win. I wake up with the understanding that there's room for all of us to win and to love, right? And to be okay. All right. To be successful, to be that team player. I mean, we're all in this to win it, right? Some of us are in it to win it. Yeah. At the cost of other people's happiness and sanity, perhaps. And that's where the toxicity comes in. You have test yourselves, okay? It's not bad to check. I mean, we ask everyone to check in about everything else. Why wouldn't you check about your heart space? Why wouldn't you check into your chakras? All right? Because God forbid you didn't, quite frankly, because you're going to have a whole host of people celebrating that fact while you can't even find the energy to celebrate because they've taken all of your energy from you, vamped it off, and created manifestations for them that you should have been had. And that's where we go, this ain't it. All right? Gone are the days where you get stuck and stagnated by that fuck shit energy. All right? Go on ahead and celebrate. You maybe don't even have a real reason to, as far as you can tell, see, or hear, or even believe. Just try it. Celebrate anyhow. Seriously. As nonsensical as that is, try it. I dare you. Okay? Because it's going to produce what? What does this card say? Freedom. And it's the Four of Wands. freedom. Chances are you're free right now. You would have to make the choice mentally to understand that and believe it. And then keep your faith about yourselves so that you can keep your wits about yourselves long enough to realize you're unfuckable. Accept that. Right? So let's talk about this path to light. Okay, it says, I make the conscious choice to move toward the light one step at a time. So this isn't even like, oh, too bad for you. Sorry, your legs aren't working, because the prerequisite to actually get to the path of light is you've got to jump from one cliff, off of Mount Fuji to another cliff somewhere else. And if and when you should get there, there's other steps to this that would eventually allow you to maybe be worthy. Sorry, can't be you. It's not even like that. The divine is not heartless. The divine has not placed us here to suffer and to simply and solely be broke, busted, disgusted, and dejected and rejected. Here's the sitch. You can have absolutely no money and be richer than a millionaire. Millionaires usually can pick up on that. That's why they project onto you, especially when you don't have anything. Right? You ever notice that? Just saying. Transform weaknesses into strength by mastering your thoughts, collective. All right, because you are powerful enough to create anything at this point. You're in the new earth energy. Makes sense. You're at the 7.0 version of yourself. You've done so much here. And that's why they hate you. And that's why they project. And that's why you got to understand your worth and accept that they should walk away, and or you should. And you need to go on ahead and do it, and or allow them to do it. Some people talk about, oh, I'm going to leave your ass, blah, 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 and they never seem to. Now's the time. They release them. They should be well on their way by now. Just saying, okay? Overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. Well, these are words we've just talked about. Freedom, acceptance, right? Develop your gifts and extend your light to every being unconditionally. And this is what you've been receiving. Increase in your gifting abilities, right? And so why would you receive that, though, collective? Hear me out, though. Hold on. Why would you receive that? So that you can use them. Well, here's the sitch. Everybody wants to talk about everyone else's gifts. Oh, I can do this. I'm Claire such and such. I'm Claire Huxtable, right? Okay. And because unless and until you're strong enough to use them unconditionally towards every being, towards every circumstance, towards every betrayal, and this is not a call to being a doormat. This is a call to keep your peace, your abundant birthright energy. That is the path to light. All right. This Knight of Cups indicating spirituality, and the Queen of Wands indicating creativity, all right, for my angel deck here, are part and parcel of you operating on that path of light, to light, all right? This is talking about ascension for those that weren't understanding, okay? And so I'm mindful that there might be somebody in here waiting to have a message. So I'm just going to ring the bell again before I get into that second half. But we're soon done, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. So, all right, no more questions? We're good. Okay. So the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Wands regarding this path to light, okay? Spirituality with the Knight of Cups is interesting for me. The Knight of Cups for me normally speaks of, cups normally speak of love in the tarot, right? Not always. They could also be regarding emotions, okay? But the Knight of Cups speaks of an offer of sorts, right? So it could be that, as you get into this hermit energy, right? So TT Wood, your answer, you've got to scroll back because you must have left and I had already answered your question. So I don't know why you weren't there, but scroll back, babe. And I'm positive you're going to get your message. Love and light to you. For those staying for the actual message here, I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you so much, okay? Because I'm not here for me. I'm here for the collective to actually receive what's being channeled for them. And for those that care about what's being channeled for them, I just want to say a special thank you, because I just appreciate you appreciating the fact that I'm here doing this for you. Okay. As well as the divine, right? So, but it doesn't work well without you, because I'm here for you as well. Makes sense. Okay. So with this angel of reflection, or this hermit energy, okay, which often does speak to a level of spirituality, understanding more aspects, maybe understanding more aspects of your spiritual gifting. And here we are talking about it with the Knight of Cups, which allows you to enter into this pathway to light. Okay, so maybe, like the card states next, okay, you need to pay attention to what giftings you actually do have. Maybe you need to honor them more. All right, maybe you need to work with them. Okay, maybe some of them are new, or maybe there's some new aspects to the giftings, if that makes sense. Okay, and if that's you, fear not. Okay, the divine definitely are working for you, not against you. They're also very much present in your energy, in your world, and you can call upon them and ask for assistance as well. Now, you guys, of course you know this, but I'm going to say it. Shouldn't be doing any spiritual work, okay, without the Holy Spirit, without the, level and measure of divinity that is likened to that of source energy, God energy, goddess energy, higher self energy as well, right? And no worries, TT. And so offering up to yourself some honor is what's coming through the channeling right now, right? Giving yourselves the grace, the gratitude, maybe, right? The understanding that you don't necessarily get from other people, from other sources, from other landlords, from other employers, people in authority, even, as well as governments, okay? So it's really important right now for you to understand that you got you. All right. There's no one coming to save you. You got you. Right. But you are more than enough, because with you comes divinity. Makes sense? With you comes the divinity within, as well as the divinity upon, often likened to that of the anointing. All right. So for those understanding this, you also understand that you actively have been, and you can continue to intentionally do, um, creating what you see with divinity. Okay. So now, if you're saying, well, what I see is nothing I want to see. All right. There's a couple reasons because of that. One could be because you are part and parcel of the change for what you see. All right. And another, we'll talk about it. It's the lower vibes one, but it could be because you are rocking with fear and other people's projections, ideations, and expectations of you, such to the point where you've allowed that to trump your level of divinity, and therefore are not operating out of it. And again, that's why we talk about this, because you have the choice to choose to climb out of that kind of sheep mentality, out of that kind of, dare I say, deer in headlights mentality. Some of you feel stuck. It's like, oh my God, I lost this. What now? And you really need to watch yourselves, because what are you placing as far as your loss, as far as the breakup, as far as the separation, severability, over and above that of divinity? I wouldn't want to be, you know what I mean? Like, don't, you should never make a man or a woman or a child your God. You same deal with the employer, the landlord, okay? Because at the end of the day, you don't have any benefit from anyone without the blessing of the divinity. Makes sense? This life is far more spiritual. Have you not had instances where you shouldn't have, but you did? I shouldn't have gotten accepted for that loan, but I did. But God, right? I shouldn't have been approved for that car, but God, right? Had no way to know how I was going to pay my rent, but God, right? So don't leave out the but God now. Do you know what I mean? Don't leave out your faith now. 44:11 on the timer, reducing down quite nicely to 5:5, which speaks of life-altering change. And again, that's that tower moment. And your ego wants to fear, like, holy shit, we're actually like put all the way under. We're sunk. We're done. I thought those very thoughts too. I get it. I'm not judging. All right. But it's just not the case. All right. Whole time divine's like, yeah, no, but the whole, like, this life's far more spiritual. Like, you're good. Like, and life be life in, right? Whole time divine's like, yeah, but you're good though. Like, this, you should be happy because, you know, like, they were not doing you well. They were stealing your money. You thought you were getting paid for every job. You thought you were, you know what I mean? Like, and whole time you're trying to hold on to the crappy AF teddy bear, whether it's guy, girl, woman, child, mother, sister, brother, employer, landlord, business partner, venture capitalist, who cares, right? They're not it anymore, okay? They could have very much been a blessing to you and your entire family years ago, right? Not the case anymore. And you're being guided into accepting that. And that is well and good. And that in spite of that, you are backed by the divine, such to the point where you are and will remain stable. You are and will remain the victor, not a victim, in spite of their intending, very much specifically so, to victimize you. The weapon shall be formed, right? But it shall not ever prosper, such to the point where they think that, you know, they're putting you under. They think that they're taking from you. They think that they're hurting you. They think that they're affecting your life. The only thing they're doing is affecting your life by freeing you, by their betrayal, by their showing their ass, right? So if anything, thankfully, depart. All right. And I love that word departure that it came. What card was that? Departure. That it came out on the tarot. Because that just, I don't know. I just get excited in my spirit. Like, oh, departure? Like, oh, flying away from the bullshit? Hello? Yes. I signed up for that like so many years ago. I promise. Right? And many of you, you did the same too. You told God, listen, I don't want this. I don't want to be this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to make money doing this. You know? I want to be free. Well, now's the time, right? If you weren't free before, you were free before, but we're talking about now. We don't have the past anymore to fix and clean that up necessarily, but we have right now to start us off anew. And that's exactly what the divine, specifically your angels, all right, guardian angels and more, so many more, so many more, are asking of you right now. Love and light, Sherry. Good morning to you as well. Rich rising to you. So, all right, with this path to light and this attention, all right, pay attention to all that manifests within you, collective. When negativity rises, transform it into light, love, and hope. You guys don't lose hope. Right now, a lot of people, places, things, triggers, actions, ideations, governments are intending, perhaps, otherwise for you. Don't lose hope. Also, please keep your love for others unconditional. Now, that's not a call to being a doormat, but it is a call to love and light from afar. Obviously, if people are so triggered by your existence to the point where they try to hurt you, or they try to take your money, or they try to take your safety, you got something more than they could ever give, right? And they got a lot of work to do that maybe you've already done. Maybe that's part of the issue, right? Part of their issue, not yours. People can have issues with you. You don't have to claim or lay claim to having an issue because of their issue with you. That's very important, all right? Because you guys, a lot of triggerings going on in the world in general, in the air. All right. Of course, they're going to look to a beautiful, a handsome, divine being, right? Who's living their best life and understanding some of the cheat codes and working them and ascending outside of the crab buckets and the crab barrels. And they're going to look to you with disdain at some point. Makes sense. And even then, you're called to not this. It's the other one, the celebration one. It's right here. It's like it's coming in sooner than you can. It's like I'm looking for a reason to celebrate, but it was right here under me, like under my arm. Okay. It's right there. It's incoming. It's approaching. All right. Keep your love for others unconditional. Forgiveness is what's going to keep everything in alignment regarding manifestations on its way to you coming in all the more sooner. If you rock with unforgiveness, please know that you are telling the universe, I will risk the delay because I want to hold on to the energies of fuck shit. That's what your karmics would love for you to do because they're looking the whole time to do that to you. Should they? You would have to make the decision. Should they have the ability to do that to you? I'm saying you shouldn't. I'm saying that they shouldn't have the ability. However, you're in charge, collective. It's up to you. but you should choose wisely, because on the other side of choosing wisely, you get breakthrough divine assistance for everyone to see. The divine fruit. All right. So we're always talking about harvests and fruit. All right. The divine, your angels want you to know, definitely are working with you. Whatever manifestation tools, all right, specifically law of attraction is coming out. If you have yet to watch The Secret, my goodness. Okay, you should click on off this message and go watch it right now. It's that important. All right. It's free. It's an hour and a half of your time. We've been on here almost an hour anyhow, right? You could have watched that, you guys. It's so important, right? And I appreciate you guys coming on. I'm not saying it like, oh gosh, why would you support the channel? If anything, support it harder. No, let me stop. But the law of attraction, you really have to get this, okay? Because I don't know why I don't understand why you wouldn't want to get that when it places you in a position of power above even millionaires and billionaires, right? That don't have the keys to the streets like you already possess. Makes sense? All right. So work to improve and free yourself, strengthen your foundations, okay? Strengthen the root and sacral chakras for sure, all right? Those energy vampires in business and in love, they love those, right? It's almost like, fuck a heart space, we'll just get them from the ground up kind of thing. And next thing you know, your heart space is also affected, so please be mindful of it as well when you do your chakral cleanses. I am nurtured by the divine sun. The fruit I bear reflects my inner light. So definitely connect with the sun when you do your inner work, which is also coming out. I mean, you guys, you cannot live a life of success without doing inner work. You cannot live a life of, you know, really hitting from one milestone to the next without reflecting. Make sense? 1 second here. My bad. Okay. So, inner work, very much important. All right. Bring ideal situations. God will for your inner healing. Um, Direct your thoughts towards the light collective and see the positive side of every stage of your life. Darkness turns into courage, and therefore you get stronger. And that's exactly that alchemy we were talking about. Okay, on the other side of this, you know, you'll too see that you were good the whole time. You'll too see that you were on the great side of karma the whole time. You'll too see that your intuition about those people that are offended by you, that want to offend you, was right. Okay. That they're in their lower dense vibrations, they're in their weaker mind state, okay, and that they are to be left between them and what they got going on and the divine and God, however you subscribe here, okay. Overcome imperfections by polishing your character, of course, right? If you should find that there were ways, that you could have reacted in a higher vibrational state, so be it, right? But beating yourself up here is not really the call, okay? It's not really the expectation of the divine, but growing your soul is. Right. So be mindful that when you're doing this work, this inner work and otherwise, you're not supposed to be, looking over yourselves with an eye towards punishment, with an eye towards judgment even. Okay. It's okay to check again, right? Regarding aspects of your mindset, your actions and reactions, okay, your emotions, etc., involving certain situations. But it's not okay to judge yourselves to the point where you too are now falling in line with the karmic energies and entities attached to them, right? I said what I said. Okay. Such to the point where you're chiming in like freaking kumbaya and going, yeah, I hate me too, right? Like, because that's not a thing. It's not, and you'd really have to watch because you're divinity walking. So what you say and think and feel about yourselves, you just would want to watch. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's no severability between you, collective, and the divine, and the divinity within, and the divinity upon. Make sense? Allow goodness to manifest and become a source of joy. It will. It will if you allow it. It will if you allow it. Okay? Through gentleness, offer unconditional support, understanding, and love to yourself and others. Now, notice the card. I don't know if you can see that, but it says to self firstly. Okay? To self firstly. Now, why would that be? Is it a call to narcissism? No, it's not that. We can't be. Okay? It's a call to make sure that we got ourselves. Okay? Because ain't nobody coming to save us like we can. Make sense? I'm not here to word curse and say we'll never have assistance. In fact, I talk all the other times about like divine breakthrough assistance. So there's that. However, okay, you've got to focus on you now. That is part and parcel of that hermit energy. Okay, making sure you're okay. Why? Because you carry great purpose and you help the divine greatly and you assist with collective consciousness greatly and you're amazing. And no one else is like you, and no one else can do what you came here to do just like you. And the divine understands that, and they value you in spite of no human being on this earth ever having the audacity to be demure enough to value you. Just saying. All right. So guidance is looking to come to you now, especially in this time of uncertainty. Get out of that though, because you're either certain that divine is for you or not. How would you be certain that the divine's for you? And then you go, ugh. And you guys, I need you to know I'm working this program too. Not on no freaking soapbox, but I'm also not here to manipulate the channeling, just like I'm not here to manipulate the cards, okay? We've got repeating cards. How? Divinity speaking, all right? Especially in this case through the angelic realm. Makes sense? All right? So in times of uncertainty, ask God, Goddess, ask the angels, ask higher selves, love and light, Devin. Ask, the highest white light, ask source energy, ask Holy Spirit, however the tag words that you need to come out of my face for you, right? To guide you to the light inside of yourselves, all right? Here's the sitch. Food for thought, actually. What if you've got this running theme of everyone hating you and everyone talking bad about you and everyone trying to affect your mental health, your physical health, your money, your idea of safety, your home, your dwelling, right? What if that's because of the light that you possess irritating their demons? Did you not notice? You had no idea until now? That's funny. Chosen ones. Right? So don't look for the offense to be tangible evidence of God's non-awareness, if that's a word, of you. Because that ain't the truth. It's not even a thing. How could a creator create anything and not be aware of it without some sort of added medical condition or something, right? Which God ain't never gonna have. You know what I mean? Like, what? Huh? Right? So stop acting like God forgot about you now, right? Stop acting like you haven't had umpteen miracles already performed in this one incarnation already, in spite of your awareness. Do you realize how much you've been protected without your awareness? Do you realize how many car accidents you should have been in? Do you realize how the knives should have actually gone in deeply to the point where they severed cords and tendons and veins, right? Do you realize how many times somebody tried to sex traffic you while you were getting your coffee at the local gas station? Think about it. All right. So when you want to get into fear mode and you want to have all these thoughts swirling, think about that shit. Chills on that. Okay. Because that's what's going to bolster your credibility in the fact that you should continue to fight the good fight. What's the good fight? It's the fight of faith, not wrestling demons, not wrestling people. trying to get them to love you, trying to get them to pick you, trying to get them to value you. No, it's the good fight of faith that you understand that there is no severability between you and the divine, between you and the divinity that the divine carries and possesses and acts out of. And when you ruminate on the things that are the miraculous, you start to live out even more of the things that are miraculous. Do you understand? So it's very important to get stubborn in your faith right now. It's easy to become, to remain depressed, stressed, broken down, alone, hated. And it's harder, I'll be honest, a little harder to necessarily remain faith-filled. But if and when the divine should, and they always do, and they always have, and they always will, give you tangible evidence of how to combat that, you should be doing your part in combating just that. You should not be succumbing to all 10 of these swords, though they are projected onto you and more. Do you know how there's only 10 on the card? Do you know how many swords have been projected onto you in this one incarnation, in this 1 month alone? We're not even over it. This is the month for lovers. Go figure. All right. So it's even the divine grace, God's grace, as it were, that there's only 10 swords depicted on this card. Because this is nothing compared to what you've gone through and overcome and already transmuted and alchemized. And again, that's why they hate you. And want to know what's on the other side of this 10 of swords now? 6 of swords, calmer waters. Some of you on the other side of this, you're going to actually be on the internet getting some sort of recognition about how you got the bag, about how you made it to the end goal anyhow, about how you never needed them, about how you are always going to be provided for by divinity. With the Knight of Swords, all right? That's my card for social media, internet. And on the other side of that 6 of Swords, oh yeah, please understand, you are being made an example of by the divine. It's part and parcel of your contract. Shouldn't be disgruntled about it now. You should instead utilize the tools and the energies being afforded unto you now by divinity. Makes sense? All right? So accept this guidance and use it. Now, we're talking baby steps here, 1 step at a time. Again, we're not talking jumping from one cliff to the next. All right? And these steps, okay, going back to that example with maybe somebody wouldn't have the ability physically to make any steps, let alone take any leaps. This is all mental. Again, that's why we're talking about the swords. Baby steps mentally. So how easy is that? Well, maybe it's not so easy, right? But it can become quite easy. It can damn sure become easier. Unless you're still fighting the ideation that it could. You shouldn't be that one. Because that's not very loving towards you. And it's not very loving towards the divine. In fact, it's giving, you don't trust at all. You don't trust in yourself. You don't trust in your existence. You don't trust in the divine agenda that is born and to be born out through you. Right? And so that's a danger zone. That would be at least 10 of these swords trying to get your own attention at that point, saying, hey, should we be here like this? Is this feeling safe? Is this feeling grounded? Does this feel like we have faith? Right? And feelings can lie, you guys. That's why it's so important to know you can transmute them. You can be that alchemist. You already are called to be. Make sense? This card says, 1 step at a time, I see the mountain ahead and dedicate myself to taking 1 small step at a time. I make progress. There's that P word again. My goodness, that's interesting. By staying focused on the present moment. Again, we don't have the past. Remember, we already said we can't really pretty that up, can we? We don't have it anymore. It's okay. Let it go. All right? So staying focused on the present moment and stay present with the current tasks at hand. Now, here's the sitch, though, okay? Make sure that your tasks at hand, your next steps, is because you have gone in, checked in, tapped in, and you have received the guidance looking to be afforded unto you now. Please do not be that one that puts their go-getter hat on firstly when you don't know some of the next steps, all right? Please don't be that emotional one where you do some of the next steps sheerly out of emotion, because emotions can lie. Emotions can tell you you're not supported by divinity. Now what? What would your next steps be if you were actioning out on that kind of ideation? Probably not pretty, right? So please don't be that one that self-sabotage because you got an emotional state, because you allowed your ego to be either underinflated and or overinflated, and you thought you were, come hell or high water, going to make some shit shake, going to make them understand you, going to make that meeting of the minds happen. Because the whole time, some of you could be actioning that out, the divine saying, that ain't for you. Stop. Release. Right? And you would just be wearing yourself out, and then you turn around and say, well, God didn't provide. God didn't come through. Then you'd be thinking, I'm not backed by divinity. Love was lying to me the whole, and it's a downward spiral, and I don't want that for you. Nobody wants that for you. I gather angels have seen you downward spiral enough, and they're tired of seeing that. That's why they really want you to understand they're coming through regarding this message, okay? Creation. You have the power to direct it says your whole life. You have the power to direct your life. With a constructive attitude, create what is best for your soul. Exactly. A constructive attitude, right? Chances are you've got to actually return to that heart space, return to center in order to be able to action out just that. That's why that's the next card, returning to heart. Firmly believe. Be stubborn in your faith, in your belief, okay, that you can get to the other side of this transformation, that this transformation is very much for you, not against you, right? There's no problem here. There's a transition. There's a transition that's, perhaps allowing you to drudge up some older energies that maybe already needed dealt with. Makes sense? All right, you guys. The divine doesn't allow us to be triggered or offended or, rose up against even, okay? Because they're chewing on popcorn in a peanut gallery somewhere. All right. No. Haven't you ever been that one to question, gosh, I thought I healed that. We still gotta, wait, what? Right? That's part and parcel of this. As you, what? Make way for the new by getting rid of old energies, old mindsets, old belief systems, old self. Ascension, hello, hey, hi, right? For this new earth energy you've already made it into, right? But we're talking about residuals, all right? Residual shit. Still, the dust is clearing, perhaps, for some. I'm not here to word curse. I'm also not here to judge. We're all somewhere on the path. But this is part and parcel of that Holy Ghost firing pruning process that I'm always talking about. That holy fire. Whereby, in this separation, all right, maybe I should even more aptly state in this segmentation of the, what stands to be fragmented timelines, right? There is a shift that's allowing a complete, I wanted to say clean, but couldn't, a complete split. It's not going to be clean, right? What would be clean about realizing, like, oh my gosh, people, places, and things I love and thought I fucked with can't no more, right? You still love them and you still love and like them from afar, but you can't fuck with them. You can't work with them. You can't be under the same roof with them. Like, it just is a thing now, right? And it's for the best for all of us that we go towards where we're being called, irregardless of the timeline, irregardless of the separation. All right? Because the divine is the ultimate strategist. They know exactly where they're taking us. And it's part and parcel of that pathway to light. Now, does that seem like hell, fire and brimstone, darkness, detriment, lack? No. So stop trying to infuse those into what really is brewing for you in the spirit world that will most assuredly trickle down into the world as you know it here on earth, okay? Wisdom. This is part and parcel of you understanding how to be wise amongst foes, how to be wise amongst demonic projection, right? How to be godly wise, I'd like to more aptly state, okay? Because you're not to be going on simply and solely your own blood, sweat, and tears, your own understanding, ideation, mental states, okay? Same deal with the physical and emotional. And that's okay, because what that means is you're living your highest vibrational timeline that you've ever known for this incarnation. You're living with intention and you're living with purpose, but you're also living with divine protection. All right. And you are to birth divine agenda, divine collective consciousness at this time for this new earth energy. All right. So this card says God has a plan for you. If you don't subscribe to God, plug in the tag word you need there: source, goddess, higher self, light. All right. Holy Spirit has a plan for you. Is it to actually watch you fail? Is it to punish you? Is it to allow you to remain stuck in the Ten of Swords energy? I am so serious when I tell you, no, it's not. It's not that. That's not the plan. All right. Don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for you. And it's very important you guys don't get into some sort of frazzle, frantic, over masculated energy, regardless of whether you're a guy, girl, what have you, and you start, just filling out, applications for housing, filling out applications for work, just overdoing some shit that you just don't need to do when you should be more aptly guided by checking in to understand the next steps. What if the next steps is just to actually lay it down? Sit your ass down is the next step for somebody, right? Now, here's the sitch. I just saw 11122 on the timer. You guys, new beginning and all is really well. You just have to believe this. I think we're only talking about this because of the mental state on the other side of the offense. All right. I will ring the bell in just a moment. Bear with. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Learn from your experiences. Take small steps in faith. There's that faith word again. And succeed. Now, why in the hell would the divine ask us to succeed when we can't, or we won't, or it never, or they always, right? Think about it. Who's making a problem out of this? Not the divine. Divine's like, go ahead and succeed. Oh, they oh, they fired into your back one time? Yeah. Oh, 17 times. Oh, okay. Go ahead and succeed. Why would the divine? Like, seriously, think about that. Because you either believe that the divine got you, loves you, fucks with you, is for you, not against you, or not. Now, the divine had people. I didn't make the card. I wish I did, but I didn't, right? I had my own cards I'm making. It's fine. Okay. Why would the divine have anyone, whether myself or anyone else under the sun, make cards about going ahead and succeeding anyhow, in spite of the storm, in spite of their offense, in spite of, the court filing, in spite of, the threats? All right. It's because, this is a tangible, they made a card about succeed anyhow. Okay. Succeed. It says, learn from your experiences, not even mistakes. Okay. You guys are trying to, somebody here is trying to label an experience a mistake. Be kind to yourself. The divine's not here saying you made mistakes. Why are you here saying you made mistakes? That's not loving. Also, mistakes are literally just choices. The after effects have different consequences, perhaps, but a choice is a choice is a choice, right? Somebody here needs to be more accepting of themselves, okay? Because what if, food for thought, hear me out, what if the whole time you're in the right and everyone else that God has allowed to be placed in your path was in the wrong because you are walking karma? Just saying. All right. So Take small steps in faith, collective, and succeed. I could end it here. I could end it here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell for those waiting patiently. Thank you for waiting patiently. And thank you, moderators, for helping. People will try it, but that's their choice. You know, the funny thing about free will, everyone gets to use it. Right? People can choose free will to crap on the next one. Love and Light BG, thank you for actually listening to the message and sharing your experience. I appreciate you for that. And it looks like we're going to get to your question right after Verasphere. Good morning, Love and Light, Rich Rising. It's actually good afternoon, right? Probably afternoon, right? I don't know. What time is it? Been on here like an hour and 15. I don't know what time it is. Is it? Yes. Good afternoon. All right. Maybe it's morning where you're at, though. Rich Rising, you guys. All right. So let's see for Verasphere. Okay. I got a no and a yes here. What are we talking about? New love coming, right? Verasphere. So these cards came out literally like this, right? Like simultaneously. And hear me out. This is a card for no, right? It's talking about moon energy though, right? Something hidden, something that's yet to come to light, perhaps, something unseen. You're asking about love, and what's hidden from you is that you have a soulmate coming. And so that is a yes, not a no. All right. So love and light, congratulations to you and your soulmate, Verasphere. All right, BG, let's see. Let's see about Alexander. All right. Okay, let me see. So we're on BG's question, and then Chelsea is next. So you're being asked to be patient, okay, with this Temperance card energy. Both the Temperance and the King of Swords here, honey bun, this is for BG, indicate yes. But I'm just getting, being that the Temperance card kind of like wanted to like not block the yes. I mean, it's its own yes, right? But it wanted to be in the forefront because there's some balance perhaps regarding what kind of pedestal, maybe the size, or maybe the fact that you've got one at all for this person. Just be mindful to understand your worth and measure that against what you are receiving from this individual so that things can remain fair and balanced and wholesome, if that makes sense to say. Okay. Because if not, if you should ever find that that's not the case, you may actually need to make a decision to actually deny access. That's what I'm getting for you, BG. Love and light to you. And welcome. All right, so Chelsea. Oh, let's see. We've got a yes, Chelsea. You could have communication about that soon, and you're getting money. All right, love and light to you. I love that for you. All right, I claim next, right? Like I'm getting money next too, right now. Love and light, BG. You're very welcome, honey bun. All right, love and light, Chelsea. So I think we're good on the questions right now. So I'm going to bang out the rest of this general collective. All right. So, law of attraction. Okay. Watch The Secret movie. Free on YouTube. You're very welcome, Chelsea. So this card in particular says relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. All right, so this is part and parcel of your ascension progress. There's that word again. Okay, you're progressing, you're not regressing. And I need to keep saying that for someone, apparently, because somebody is still here thinking this might be the end though, like I might actually be sunk. And I get that. Actually, I personally get that, right? And it's a very real fear, perhaps, especially when you look to the left and to the right and you see fire, brimstone, pestilence, you see tent cities, and, you know, we're not in the easiest of energies globally, even right now. There's war. There, I mean, I don't want to get into it, right? It's very important to utilize your proverbial toolbox, okay, or your tool belt here, regarding your spiritual life, okay, to live out a blessed life in spite of the lack of consciousness of divinity in other aspects of your global environments. I'll put it that way. And it's not really anything about politics or from one country to the next. It's really talking about the fact that we're not alone here. Makes sense. But we're also damn sure never alone. Okay? You can literally be physically alone. And again, the angels want you to know there's legions. All right, not just the angels. There's also ascended masters. There's also those loved ones that are on the other side of the veil now, right? Rooting for you, fighting with you, even. Okay, so that's definitely coming through. Oh, this card says it's Ascended Masters. Now that's interesting because I wanted to find my Ascended Masters deck to see what specific Ascended Masters are. I guess once I find the deck, I can just tap back in. But it says powerful, loving, and wise spiritual teachers are watching over and guiding you. So get your guidance. Tap in. Ask them. Expect to receive. You know, we're so quick to expect other individuals outside of us, right? Whether we know and love them or not, to serve us, to feed us to some degree, to entertain us, maybe even, right? And the whole time, okay, you've got like a whole other spirit. You've got the spirit world, right? Very much wanting your attention. Why would that be? Well, probably for an innumerable amount of reasons, especially since this is a general collective. You should actually want to fuck around and find out, though. Just saying, it keeps coming out to remind you that part, okay? For some reason. Base chakra coming out, needing cleansing, perhaps, all right? Has to do with home, career, and finances. Makes sense people would try to aim a fiery dart there. Okay? They could try it. It's not going to unalive you. It's not going to end you. It's not going to place you in the pit outside of the palace that God already has ordained for you to live in. And you guys, we're not talking simply and solely literal mansions and palaces. We're talking very much mindset, consciousness, energy. Make sense? All right. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuitive feelings, you know, because they will alert you to impending fiery darts. Many of us know well about that life. It's like, oh, you know, yeah, by the time shit hit the fan, you already knew, and you already knew how it would hit the fan. Was it by email? Perhaps. Was it by text? Perhaps, right? You know, you would get these specific details out of the Akashic, okay, regarding what's next. So again, tap in, all right? The divine's not going to tell anyone tarot reader every single thing, such to the point where you never have an internal monologue with the divine. That wouldn't be healthy, and it wouldn't be loving. Make sense? Okay. Goddess energy came out. Express your divine feminine energy, irregardless of whether you're a guy, girl, what have you. Embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. So, you're being asked to, in spite of the shitstorm, to what? Embrace the magical intuition you possess. Well, we already talked about why. And what else? And to get into your nurturing qualities. For who? For you. You deserve that. You've been through what? We got 10 whole swords here. I mean, obviously, you deserve a little something, right? And you've got to give it to you, firstly, because it doesn't always come outside of you, especially in this dispensation. Just saying, all right? If you connect to certain goddess or goddesses, all right, now would be the time to ask them, hey, hi, please help, thank you, right? Always with a thank you, because there's no detriment here. There's no lack here. All right. Have you asked your angels for help with this? Literally, they make cards about it, you guys. Why would they make cards about it if you should never ask? if you don't have right and proper footing to ask divinity for assistance. We already saw, even in the tarot, that there's already divine breakthrough assistance energetically, spiritually, and financially. What are you waiting for, right? Ask, okay? Archangel Raphael is coming out indicating, hey, I'm willing and able to assist you. Have been for quite some time, perhaps, right? The healing angel, Raphael, Archangel. This isn't even a guardian angel. It's not even, if there is a weak angel, right? I'm not word cursing any angels, but could you imagine, right? This is top tier, upper echelon, elite aspects of the angelic realm assistance being afforded unto you now. Shouldn't you celebrate that? Shouldn't you take solace in that? Okay, in spite of the fuck shit. Because the angels are working for you, not against you. But here's the sitch. You got to delegate. You got to give them permission to intervene for your highest and greatest good. Because they're not of a mindset outside of a servant towards you, towards us, towards the collective. Why is that? Divine right and rule, part of our divine abundance birthright package. Oh, you thought it was just money? Well, I guess money has wings after all. Just saying. All right. Because the angels are here, willing to assist. Now, somebody might need assistance with the throat chakra to lovingly speak their truth. Maybe, the storm isn't done until you've had your final say, because that is the experience, not because your ego is deeming that that's the case, right? And so if that's you, please understand the divine got you regarding your throat chakra, regarding you saying your piece, regarding you, testifying, regarding you, whatever and what all ever this could actually encompass. Okay. But you guys, forgiveness is what is going to get you into that freedom zone. All right. You don't necessarily get there without a level and measure of forgiveness, you guys, because it is an energy of stagnancy to carry unforgiveness. All right. So, that's almost like, okay, hey, I'm going to learn to swim because I have no idea how to, I know how to swim, you guys, just as an example. I have no idea how to swim. Right. But I know that if I can swim while I have this anchor attachment or an anvil attachment or some sort of cinder block attachment to me, that will really prove to me that I can swim on the other side of it. Why would you make it any harder for you? It's already a thing that you've got to go through. You've got to learn. You've got to experience. You've got to alchemize. You've got to transmute. You got to believe. You got to fight the good fight of faith. Why would you make it harder by attaching something that you already know doesn't serve you? That's nonsensical. And that's not even in divine right and rule regarding nonsensical. Okay. I know we talk about supernatural not making, a level and measure of logic and sense, right? But that's the type of nonsensical that's in the toxic zone, not in the, wow, you believed in miracles, so you received one. Now, hear me out. If, God forbid, somebody should ever try to place you in a body of water attached to an anvil, perhaps, right? A cinder block or 2 or 3, right? Please know the divine, especially for those that have allowed their divine assistance, right, to come through without needing your permission about things, right? You're not going to actually get to the end result that person and or their agenda is intending for you, that place the attachment there. Okay. But you've got to be in this understanding and, dare I say, lifestyle of understanding, what serves you and what does not. Once you realize exactly how unforgiveness will thwart you off the path, right, you're not going to allow for unforgiveness to ruminate. I promise you that. All right. So ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness. All right. You have divine right to ask that of the angels. Okay. So this isn't something to be embarrassed to ask about, right? Trust your angels is coming through the Archangel Michael Sword of Light Oracle. So we've got Raphael, Archangel Raphael, and now Archangel Michael coming out. All right. Could be some significance to 111. Doesn't have to be the case. It's interesting. This Trust Your Angels card comes with this 36 reducing down to 9. 9 speak of a new path, a new life, a new beginning. Nines also speak of the existence, the potentiality. There's another P word. To self sabotage. And that's why we're saying, please don't be that one. Okay. You don't have to stay stuck here. You're not supposed to. Okay. Welcome abundance in your life. You are supposed to do, though, however, right? Prosperity is on its way to you now. Have faith, source will heal your financial challenges. So if and when somebody should try to challenge you financially, right? Maybe they understand that, you're working check to check and they think, haha, this is great. I see that you have placed boundaries. I see that you understand your worth. So what I'll do, since I'm triggered, right? I will rip fill in the blank from you to make you what? Fear that you are no longer supported, to make you what? Poor, in lack, homeless, right? And though the weapon may form, you got to open your heart because it shall not prosper. Open your heart because no one is perfect. We've all been there, triggered. We've all been that hurt person. We've all been that wounded healer. Make sense? Okay. And you guys, this is why it's so good to really understand why you've gone through some of the experiences. It's to help assist others, perhaps, right? It's also to, at times, help assist you in your future regarding some past experiences that you've had so that you've grown your soul, you understand the lesson, and you understand what it is. Okay. Because unless and until you do that much, people are going to have you believing that you're a bad person, you're unlovable, that you are not a good candidate to enter into contracts with, etc., right? Whether this is contracts for dwelling places, business spaces, all right, whether this is contracts for work, whatever and all ever, okay? Open your heart. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal the situation. Now, by heal the situation, again, we're talking departure. You're flying away from the fuck shit, right? Healing the situation doesn't mean let's enter into the ring one more again, just so that we can learn the same fucking lesson all over again. Also, the divine maybe won't allow for this to happen. Some of you, you've got people, places, and things being ripped from you because it's divine right, rule, and order. Because it's high time they stop affecting you, your mental space, your emotions, your finances, etc. Right? And you are protected in this. You've got to know that you know that you know. All right. Otherwise, you're going to go through the ringer and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be helpful. So don't be that one, please. Okay. You are protected. You are safe. And you can proceed with confidence, not caution. All right. You're ready for more. This is why separation, endings, and all of that jazz are in your energy field right now, because you are well on your way to your best life, your highest vibrational frequency, as well as timeline, that abundant path, that path to light. Makes sense? Your career is glowing and blossoming. Now is the time to make the changes you have been implementing. So some of you, this could be regarding career and finances, not necessarily love, right? And you got to know that you're protected. You're on the great side of karma. What is for you cannot be ripped from you. Make sense? So as people start ripping shit from you, you just go, thank you, next. Instead of, oh no, I'm going to have to, and I get it. It might take a day or two for you to alchemize that energy. Keep going, because you damn sure deserve to alchemize out of this and into bliss. All right. Change is coming. This card has a 7 on it. For those that don't know, sevens speak of closing out cycles as well as karmic rewards, blessings, wish fulfillment. It's the epitome of being highlighted as, an example according to man agenda, but really being, how do I want to say this? Highlighted is not a good enough word. Presented according to divine right and rule, in spite of man-made agenda. All right. So there is a level of uncertainty. There's a level of, uncomfortability, dare I say, when you are chosen ones, when you are chosen to be highlighted, to then be ultimately presented. All right. And I get it. It's bittersweet, because on the other side of that, you'll still have haters. It's not a word curse. If anything, it's just a fact. right? Some things are just factual, right? And another fact that you can hold on to, right, that will give you solace about that other fact is that you usually don't get haters unless you're doing something great, unless you are great, unless your existence is light, is love, right? Makes sense. And all of those reasons, that others deem worthy of, meaning that you should be hated on, really are the reasons you should celebrate. Interestingly enough, right? So you're ready for more and changes coming. I mean, your angels really want you to know that they're here to guide you right now, through this exciting transformation. It's a time of joyous opportunities on the other side of the dust settling from the fuck shit, okay? Now, ways you can alleviate some of those energies, frequencies, ways that you can utilize, your tools here in your proverbial toolbox to calm your mind, to calm your chakral energies, heart space energies, could be music, okay? Now, here's the sitch. What you're not supposed to do is utilize music as the tool that it is and can be to stay stuck here, right? It's like, oh, but this song, track number 3 on this album just really is like my diary page. Like, I'm just gonna play this on repeat for 13 hours. How is that helping you heal? Right? Sometimes it can help in the sense of, you play it once, maybe twice. Yeah, I'm not the only one that went through. I'm not all alone here, right? But even then, you've got to understand, I'm not all alone here, but simultaneously, this too shall pass. I'm not to stay here. This is not my fate. I'm not stuck. I'm free. That's why they hate you. Makes sense? Okay, so please, music is coming out here. Play it, enjoy it. Do not allow it to keep you ruminating in that swords aspect of your mental processes about the fuck shit, about the betrayal, right? Stress management is part and parcel of what music can assist you with, right? But your guardian angel, again, your angels, angels, archangels, angel, guardian angel, they're here giving this message to you. I'm looking at 111 on the screen. It's literally a new beginning for you right now. All right. If you're having issues, okay, and you've got to be honest, it's not, this is not something to not be honest about. There's not anything to not be honest about, but this is so serious, okay? Because you can have an understanding after checking an issue, letting go and accepting, okay, regarding forgiveness of self. Excuse me. This is something as I'm expelling negative energy, as well as forgiveness of others. Mother Magdalene, Mary Magdalene, is here for you in assistance to you, and that is very much a top tier, upper echelon, elite type of ascended master. Okay, just saying. For those that know, all right, Mary knows at least everything that Yeshua, most call him Jesus, knows, but she was also found teaching him some aspects of some sacred knowledge. Okay, so ask for help from your divinity assisting you right now. Okay, it's a thing. The Bible even says, "Come boldly before the throne of God." Expect expectantly, right? Magdalene will also back up that ideation. All right, so go to her and allow her to assist you with this change, with this transformation, because again, like the card states, you're ready for more. To close out the reading, I was not guided to the names and chart placements deck, all right, or the initials, but you guys, I literally pulled 7 cards from the angel deck. All right, this is the deck that I found in place of the Ascended Masters, and still an Ascended Master made it through. How supported are you? How protected are you? And of course, I'm not even a mindset, like I'm not sitting on the Ascended Masters deck like, ha ha ha, I hope they never find out. Like, no, I just am going through the studio and going through the studio some more and moving decks around. That's all that's about, okay? So please, fear not in this. Leviah, Shebekiah, Ayazo, Hahael, Mikael, Veliah, and Yelaya, excuse me, are coming out here for the collective, specifically angel message. Okay. Aside from, we've already talked about Archangel Raphael, we've already talked about Archangel Michael, we've talked about Ascended Master Mary Magdalene, at least. I think there was another one, but forgive me, right? Interestingly enough, the first two cards come with angelic code that reduce down to eights. Eights speak to being in the direct will and alignment of God, of Source. Go figure. All right. So for whoever this is, if you take nothing else from this message, okay, especially if you resonate with being in that Ten of Swords energy, if nothing else, you really need to take this, okay, and understand that in spite of the storm, in spite of the offense, in spite of the betrayal, in spite of the offender, in spite of the opposition, you are divinely blessed and protected. You are to remain in peaceable energy. You are to forgive yourself and others. You are to unconditionally love. You are not to dim your light. You are to understand that you are divinity. There is a karma walking. All right. And that is well and good. There is no issue with that. Now, your angels are coming out here to assist you with peace, to assist you with understanding that there is no severability between you and all that is holy. All right. They are assisting you with next steps with which to build. All right. Some of you got to pick up some stones, don't you, that were thrown at you. Others, fiery darts, right? And you got to make something out of them. And you will. Okay. It's called alchemy. Your angels are assisting you with being that chosen one, with being that generational curse breaker, yes, but they're also assisting you with breaking off any mal energies that are not meant to be, according to divine right and rule, upon you, within you, around you. Make sense? Okay. This is also inclusive of your heart space and allowing you, should you choose to accept, to have assistance regarding a renewal in your heart space, such that maybe you can believe and hope again, right? Right. And they're assisting you with clarity as well as joy and contentment in spite of you being in the unknown, uncharted waters, perhaps, right? In spite of you damn sure being outside of your comfort zone, in spite of the offense, okay? In spite of the triggering. And they are assisting you with expansion, okay? Expounding upon what you have already blood, sweat, teared, toiled, and labored over, okay? That is still very much in alignment, okay? Those with some of you with the spiritual practices, you well know about this. In spite of opposition, in spite of opposing forces, and in spite of people's ignorance, okay, to understand, you know, your why in it all, okay? But you are to hold on to your why. And if you have an issue remembering your why, ask your angels to assist you with remembering just that, because they are there to do at least that much and so much more, you guys. So much more. All right. There could be some significance to ancient Egyptian civilization and or specifically the Ankh. Look up the meaning of the Ankh. You definitely have keys to the streets here spiritually. Whomever I'm talking to would definitely be coming out as Earth Angel energy, which now I kind of want to go into the Manji the High Priestess deck just to close it out, and whatever else your angels specifically want you to know at this time about you, about the situation, about next steps, etc. Okay, so they're giving you synchronicities. So you could be seeing specifically 222, 333, 444, 555, 1111. There's that number in 1010. I know I've been seeing all of these, okay? Some of you are on a twin flame mission. So, you know, there could be some aspect of forgiveness regarding your twin flame. That's funny because I wanted to make mention of this and I forgot. You guys, heads up, being that tomorrow is V-Day, I will actually be tapping into the twin flame energies on one of our next upcoming lives. We also will be doing another couple, 2, 3 other fun things. All right, so I mean it, if you have nothing better to do day or night on Valentine's Day, you can be my Valentine on here, no worries, right? And I promise not even to take from you. How's that? Okay. Yeah, remain calm at this time, and ancient Egyptian ancestors are definitely working for you, not against you, in spite of the fuck shit. You guys are descendants of Yeshua. Makes sense. Mary came out. You see? We're all connected. All right. You guys are empathic. You guys are healers. You could be having lucid dreams at this time. Doesn't have to be the case, but pay attention to however the synchronicities are coming through to you now at this time. There you are. Earth Angel Healer. Generational curse breaker. Chills on that. I'll leave it at that and ring the bell lastly for anyone who is around to receive their free message if applicable. All right. If not, have a beautiful day or night wherever you find this message. All right, whatever time of day. I'm looking at 14430 on my timer, which technically reduces down to 444 in some degree, right? What a beautiful stopping point for angelic realm assistance. Makes sense. Love and light, Sean. Love and light, Raymond Torres. Okay, let's see about Fabi. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm looking at the Ace of Cups, but hold on, it didn't come out. Hold on. Let's see about Fabi. Well, Ace of Cups probably stands, right? But we'll settle for the Nine of Pentacles, which talks about, you know, you being viewed as a catch, you being viewed as wifey, hubby material type of thing, right? And so Fabi is indicating maybe not so openly because this moon energy is on the bottom of the deck, but in their thought life, okay, in their emotional aspects of you, you're very much wish fulfillment. You're very much, you know, someone, I'm hearing eye candy. Wow, that got spicy real fast. Okay. If you haven't heard from them in a while, they're going to come in. All right. They're holding on to your energy just like you're holding on to theirs. All right. That's what I got for you regarding Fabi Raymond. Love and light to you. Have a great day, BG. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see here. We still have a yes, and it looks like it's seen through some sort of online source, which could produce future opportunities for you here. Sean, you actually may catch the eye of somebody that might actually like obsessively want to work with you or come in, or actually, you know, be more than friends here. Okay, it's giving star energy. Of course, you're giving star energy, Sean. Main character energy and star energy, same difference, right? Love and light. Congratulations, Sean. Enjoy yourself for sure. All right, so yeah, celebration. That is the message, collective. Get into that celebratory energy in spite of the fuck shit. You're very welcome, and thank you for joining, hopping on. Thank you for all you do, Sean and collective. You guys, it doesn't work so well without all of you here. All right, I'm gonna be back on shortly because I have a message that was definitely supposed to come through, but due to scheduling and me wanting to keep it for the live forum, it hasn't come out yet, so it shall. All right, we're going to get it out. But it's regarding someone masking energy and why and what they really want. Okay, so if that sounds like a thing you're interested in, please stay tuned. You guys, we are like approaching the halfway mark towards monetization. So please and thank you. And Sean, thank you. Sean, wait, Sean, if you're still here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I did receive the $5 donation towards our angel deck, and last night I did go ahead and order it. Should be coming tomorrow, I'm told. Okay. So yeah, thank you to those that donated. And now we have a new deck, a very purposeful new deck. I'm excited to get into the energies. And thank you so much for banding together to allow for that to happen, Sean. And I'm so sorry. I feel like there's two other people it could have been that gave the first donation towards the channel. And I want whoever to know, whoever that is, thank you so much as well. I mean, I'm saying Sean's name because I know Sean, you know, gave towards it as well. But thank you, beautiful souls, for all that you do, because you support more than one kind of way. All right, there's more than monetary support that this channel needs at this time. So you guys, if you're taking a shower and you know you don't care about your phone, please put on one of the lives and just let it play. All right, sleep to it if you gotta. Turn off the sound if you gotta. All right. So we can get these watch hours up. All right. Love and light, Freaky J, and love and light to you and your kid, of course. So have a phenomenal day, and thank you so much for your support. It does not go unnoticed, and I'm sure you'll be blessed at least doubly, because that's my petition that I place before the spiritual court regarding that. So regarding you, I love my collective. I have the best collective, hands down. Nobody can tell me otherwise. And so when I say this collective, I need you to know, whether you signed on today or years ago, love and light to you. I mean it.